Thank you guys for all being here. God bless you guys, and let's get right to it because I know everybody has a little time. I'm going to give you guys some concepts, some precepts, some principles that potentially can help everyone out here to prosper the same way I have prospered. You have Lazaro right there. Lazaro is a mighty man of God. You have Jermaine. Lazaro is an insurance company right now. Jocelyn does lashes. Araceli does pictures. So I'm trying to connect everyone so that everyone could have each other's, you know what I mean, back whenever you guys need something with each other. So I wanted to start with something really clearly. I don't have my Bible here. I think my Bible's over there. But if you guys read, if you guys can write, if you guys have something to write down, Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26. Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26 are both of them broken down by principles, by concepts, and both of them say this: there is a blessing for obedience, and one of them says there is a curse for disobedience. And Leviticus 26 says there is blessing for obedience and there is punishment for disobedience. So this is why God is so zealous about making sure you guys obey. Not obey human, obey him. We were created to obey God, and we were created to serve men. So I'm gonna get right to it. Let me get here to my board. This is, see if you guys can see me really quick. Let me push this back. There we go. Okay, so step number one, guys, is something that has worked in my life, has been, let me change the color to this thing. Can everybody see the board?
Yes.
Yes? Everybody can see that number one? That way, I'm asking so that way if I can make it bigger, smaller. Is everybody okay? Everybody can see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, number one is vision. You will be as rich as your vision, or you will be as poor as your vision. So people and perspectives in life, everything is all vision. God works through a vision. God works through your mind. And 9 times out of 10, God will give you an idea. He will give you a service. He'll put a desire within your heart so that within your heart, you could do something about it according to his word. I'll give you an example. So some people see within their vision, every single day, we have the opportunity to see things, and it's all a perspective. Some people see things as difficult. Some people see it as an opportunity to become better. So some people see humans without shoes. Some people see humans without shoes and they're like, this is a great idea and a great place so that we could create a shoe. Some people see a place with lots of poverty and they lack water. Other people see an idea so that they can create a well. So you see, there's always a problem, and God sometimes gives you the solution within yourself. So you will be as rich as your vision, or you will be as broke as your vision. The vision was meant for you to write it down. If God gave you a vision, guys, write it down. Write it down, make it plain, so that if you get lost along your journey, you could always go back to your vision and you can know where you are. You can change the vision. The vision is not set in stone. That's why there's an eraser. You can erase it and you can rewrite it again. But everyone needs a vision. You need to be able to see, what is it that we're going to do with this business? What is it that we're going to do with this endeavor? What is it that we're going to do with this idea, with this plan, with this job, with these clients? You need a vision so that you can eventually progress. Number 2, you need management of a budget. If you don't know how much money is coming in, you definitely do not know how much money is coming out. And if you do not know how much money is coming in and how much money is going out, then you actually lack this little problem over here, which is called margin. Margin. Okay, margin is what's in the balance between what's coming in and what's coming out. Margin is what is left over. If you don't have any margin, honest opinion, if you are a disciple of mine personally, I don't want you having any fun. Because the key to life is for you guys to enjoy, not for you guys to be a slave to a job or to a business or to an idea. The key to this whole scenario, guys, is for you guys to have some type of margin. What is margin? Margin is having 10K in the bank account. Margin is having 15K in the bank account. Margin is having $100,000 in the bank account. Margin is my car broke. Guess what? It's not a problem. I could just fix my car. Margin is my tire broke. Guess what? I have money saved. I don't need to worry about it. It's not a crisis for me. My world is not falling. I have margin. Margin comes before paying debt. You cannot pay the bank money if you are lacking money. You can't worry about their money if you yet do not have money. I'm not telling you paying debt is bad. No, paying debt is actually a very good thing. But we'll talk about that later on. So, make management of a budget. You need a budget, guys, that can let you guys know how much money is coming in, how much money is coming out, how much money can we spend, where are we spending this money. You need a little system, something where you could write it down. This month, so much money came in. Or an estimate. If you don't have a business in which you know exactly how much money came in, make an estimate. An example to make an estimate, take out $500 out of the usual amount that comes in. That way you're not overboard and you're not underboard. You're right around the middle. Okay? Number 3, this is called debt. There is good debt and there is bad debt. There is good and there is bad debt. If you got yourself involved in bad debt, that's not the end of the world. So what? Get over with it. It's not that big of a deal. You got yourself involved in bad debt. Eventually, in due time, it'll get paid. But for now, bigger things matter, because if you just focus now on just paying debt and you just hop from number 1 to number 3, guess what? You're going to be out of margin. So if life catches you in some type of emergency, some type of difficulty, for those of you who guys have children, or you guys have a home, or you have bills to pay, if you just focus on just paying all your debt and you maybe don't have a budget, you don't have no margin, so guess what? Now you have no type of money. So you need a buffer of a little account that helps you guys out. And then number 3, we worry about getting rid of the bad debt. Okay, this is good debt. I'm going to show you guys really, really quickly. Okay, this is called your income. This is how much money you guys are making, whatever that amount is. These are your expenses. These are your expenses, whatever money is coming out. So this is in, this is out. This is out. And then over here we have assets and we have liabilities. Guys, whatever money is coming out, it's a liability. Whatever money is coming in, it's an income. Worry about things that bring you money in. Don't spend your money on things that take your money out. So good debt, it's when you put money that belongs to someone else, which is a bank, a credit card, anybody else's money that is not yours, and you put it into something that gives you money. So at the beginning, it's going to cost a little bit. It's going to hurt you. It might cost you $20. It might cost you $30,000. It might cost you $5,000. It might cost you $2,000. I don't know, whatever your endeavors are, but you're going to invest whatever amount of money into something that futurely is going to give you guys some money. That's not bad debt. That's good debt. And I want you to get as much debt as possible if it's going to be good. Now, bad debt is when you spend your money on a car. You get your money and you spend it in a car right over here. And then guess what? So now you're getting paid. And then every time you get paid, now you're just spending money on the car. Every time you get paid, now you're spending money on the car. And then the car goes down in value. That's horrible debt. You can spend money in a car, just not now. I'm going to show you guys later how to spend money in a car. So we spoke that number 1 is vision. Number 1, you need a vision. Number 2, you need management of a budget so that you can get you some margin. Get you guys some information about debt. Okay, number 4, this is called a buffer between you and reality. You need some money saved. If you do not become good saver, you cannot get nothing in life. You will never get to the nice benchmark, which is 5K. After 5K, maybe come 10K. After 10K, maybe goes 25K. After 25K, maybe you want to save one day $100,000. If you don't become a good saver, you can never get to that beautiful amount of money you desire to get one day. Number 4 is get you 3 to 6 months of expenses put to the side. And then the next step before 3 to 6 months of expenses is get you 3 to 6 months of income. This is when you guys start seriously getting wealthy. I'm going to show you later on, to those of you who have an idea and those of you who have a business, how to get client. I'm just giving you a generic explanation of money so that you guys know where to start, what to do with your money, and where to potentially get your money. Okay? 3 to 6 months of expenses. After you get your 3 to 6 months of expenses, if you like to save you a little bit more, you can get you 3 to 6 months of income. This is level 1. I would say this is level 2. Number 5, Guys, as you guys are saving money, whenever you guys are saving money, do not save your money in dollars. Don't save your money in dollars. We save our money in gold and in silver. Gold and silver look like this. You save your money in silver, or you save your money in gold. Those are the two things we save our money. If you guys need help trying to save money on gold and silver, you can contact me later on, and I'll tell you guys how to save money on gold and silver. So you save in gold and silver. You never save in dollars. You first get you a little buffer, whatever your expenses are, maybe save $1,000. And then from the $1,000, then we start working on our debt. Or maybe you save you $5,000 or save you $10,000, whatever the case may be, get you a list, some type of money so that you can start this going on. Later on, if you're gonna try to get into investing, you save your money in gold and silver. Why do you save your money in gold and silver? Because gold and silver go up in value. The dollar goes down in value. I'll give you a perfect example. So last year, gold costed $2,500 an ounce. This year, it costs $5,000 an ounce. So let's just give an example. Let's just say Araceli maybe saved $20,000 last year. So if she would have had her money saved in gold, she this year would have had $40,000 invested. $40,000 saved instead of $20,000. Does that make any sense? And over here, number 6, you must be a good student, guys. You have to continue saving. The Bible says that it is impossible to know it all. Be a good student. I'm going to show you guys right now the way the world works and God's way of working money. So this is a little human being. This is 9 times out of 10 every single human being out there in the world. Okay, and every single human being, what they do is they trade their time. They trade their time for something called money. Every single human being out there that has a job, what they usually do is they get a job and then they trade their time for money. And since neither one of them, I wouldn't say neither one of them, but majority of them do not have financial knowledge on what to do with the money, they end up spending their money on a depreciating asset that eventually leads to zero. Can everybody see? They end up spending the depreciating asset on eventually leads to zero. This is a car, this is a house. A house is not a good investment, by the way. I'll tell you guys later on why. So every human being over here gets a job, gets some money. Since they don't know what to do with the money, they end up buying a home or they end up buying a car that eventually leads in zero because they don't know what to do with the money. So this is God's idea. Some people have explained this to them as well. So God is the ultimate resource. Okay? And in his immense resource, in his immense sourcefulness, he made you the resource. Okay? And this is what God did. God, since he's the creator of everything, he gave you a piece of his creativity. So my creativity might be around here. Your creativity might be around here. Does that make me better than you? That doesn't make me better than you. It makes me different than you. That means I have something in which I can give to you that can help you, and you can pay me for it. You have something in which you could do for me, you could serve me, that can help me, and I can pay you for it. That's the way God made everything. God gave everybody a gift. And with that gift, he gave it so that you guys could potentially become wealthy, so that you guys can have stability, so that you guys can have abundance, so that you guys can have peace in your life. You get what I'm trying to tell you? So he gave everybody an idea. With that idea, this is your job. Guys, please listen if you're watching me. This is really, really good. I'm going to show you guys how I became wealthy. If you don't believe me, that's up to you, but I'm letting you know how I did it. In his immense idea, he gave you an idea so that you could get a product. Or so that you could get a service. A product or a service. This product or a service will make you money. But this is the beautiful part about this thing. This product and this service comes from creativity, doesn't come from your time. So whenever this person over here spends their time to get their money, they spend their money on a car or a house. Now they no longer have the money, so they get to have to start all over again to then get time, invest it in a job, so that then they could get money to then continue doing the same thing over and over. Because people, what they end up doing is they just keep buying a better car, or they just buy a bigger house because they don't know what to do with their money. This person over here, according to their creativity, they create a product or they create a service. Listen well, please write this down. If you do not have a product, if you do not have a service, then you need to get you some money and put your money with someone that has a product or has a service. Those are the only three ways, guys, to make money in this world. Through a product, through a service, or putting your money with somebody that has a product and has a service. There is no other way. Stop trying to create the last Coca-Cola in the world. There is no other way. You have a problem, I have the solution. I give you the solution, you pay me for the solution. You don't have the problem, I carried your solution. Supply, demand. You demand, I supply. I give you what you want, you give me what I want. I have a problem with my car, I call the car wash guy. He has the solution, I had a problem, now my car is clean, now he gets his $50. If your marketing is good, if your car wash business is good, if your social media is good, he can charge $80. If it's really, really good, he could charge $100. If it goes really, 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 really good, he could charge $200. The people who don't want to pay him, he could just say, bye-bye, hallelujah. And then eventually he'll find a clientele that's willing to value him for the $200 car wash that he charges. That's with any service. You could do this with any business, any service, anything out there. That's how I became wealthy. So my whole life, I've been trying to see how can I potentially build more services or build more products. I used to be in the nightclub industry. I used to be in the jet ski business. I used to be in the car rental businesses. And I've been really good at supplying to other people. But another idea that works really, really well over here, if you do not have a product, you do not have a service, maybe you don't have the money to put into someone else's product or someone else's service, then you need to become really good at selling someone else's product or someone else's service. You will get as much money as your creativity gives you to be able to sell someone else's product or someone else's service. I'm going to give you an example. I'll give you guys an example how I'm able to make money without my product, without my service, and without putting no money into nobody's other service, okay? So I have a friend of mine who calls me, and they will call you too. I hope that you know that people will call you too. Eventually, the Bible says that blessings are to follow you. People and blessings and opportunity will follow you as well. You just need to become the person you need to become so that the opportunity can follow you and so that you can know what to do with the opportunity once it comes knocks on your door. So I have a person who contacted me and he's like, hey JP, do you have someone that can help me paint my house? And I'm like, of course I have someone that can help you paint your house. And he's like, great, how much do they charge? I most likely can give him 10 deals a week. 10 deals a month, I think he told me. I'm like, that's amazing, great. So I grabbed a little paper and I said 10 deals a month. Let me call a supplier. So I called the supplier and I'm like, hey brother, how much can you charge me wholesale? Learn these words, wholesale, retail. There are a big difference in price. Retail is what you give to the customer. Wholesale is what the wholesaling guy gets so that he can make a buck. He can make margin in the middle so that then when you charge the guy, you make you some profit. So I'm like, hey brother, what's your wholesale price for you to paint a home? He's like, well, I charge, just giving you an example, I charge $1,500. I'm like, great, hold that thought, give me 1 second, I think I have a client for you. So I called the guy and I'm like, hey brother, I have a gentleman that could potentially help you with this deal. And he charges $2,000. But you see, I've done this so many times that there's so much conviction in my voice that when I say $2,000, it's $2,000. The other person doesn't answer. Is it $2,000? Are you sure? Is it cheaper? No, because there's conviction in my voice. I have the identity of the businessman and I know what I need to know so that when I tell him the price, he doesn't flinch. I don't flinch. I don't get nervous. I just tell him $2,000. I could have told him more. I just gave him $2,000. So with that $2,000, mind you, the guy charges me $1,500. I'm charging $2,000. So there's a margin of $500. The $500 is my money. Now, mind you, this guy who I know, he needs this service 5 to 10 times every single month. That's amazing. So guess what? I can just repeat the process And that just made me $500 times 10. Guys, that's $5,000. $5,000. And all I had to do was just get the wisdom of becoming an affiliated marketer. Get the wisdom to become a good middleman. Get a wisdom and get creative with that wisdom. Because there's more creativity I could add to that. Guess what? I can make an Instagram. With that Instagram, I could just name it Painting Your Home Today. And I could just put before and after of random pictures online. And I could just flood the page with just before and after, before and after, before and after, before and after. And I could just maybe pay $100 in ads, maybe $200 in ads. And then eventually people are going to click. They're going to be like, before and after. Maybe I want to paint my house. And then when they call the number, I answer the phone. Mind you, I don't have the product. I don't have the service. I haven't paid nobody for a product or a service. I just know somebody with the connection. And I'm just being creative about being a middleman. So they call me and then they tell me, hey, how much are you willing to how much can you paint our home for? Oh, send me a picture. Is it a 1 floor, 2 floor, 3 floor? Oh, it's a 1 floor. Great. Yeah, we charge $2,000 for those. We'll get it done for you in a weekend. Awesome. What do we need to get started? Just send me $500 deposit. We'll be in your house this weekend. So I just made my commission, right? And that's what I charge up front. The house is not even painted. I already got paid. I just made my commission, put it down. I just called the guy. I'm like, hey, brother, such and such person needs to go paint their home. Okay, all right, no problem. When do they need it by? They need it for this weekend. Okay, no problem. Here's the balance. Young lady, this is the balance for painting the home. Whenever the gentleman gets there, just pay them $1,500. The $1,500 is what the guy actually charges. But since I became a good middleman and I did my homework, out of my creativity, I just made me some money for somebody else doing the work. You could do that in any field. You could do that in the camera field. You could do that in the life insurance field. You could do that in the car wash industry field. You could do that in any field. This is how you do it. It's perfectly fine. You could just go online and you could just tell people, hey brother, any person, any client that you send me, I'm gonna give you half the commission. They're gonna be like, what? Yeah, half the commission. So if you sell one of my books, I'm going to give you half the commission. If you sell half my course, I'm going to give you half the commission. If you sell anything that I sell, I'm going to give you half the commission. If you send me a person for life insurance, I'm going to give you half the commission. So if I make $2,000, you make 1,000, I make 1,000. You think they're not going to send you clients? My brother, you're going to have clients up your door, coming from everywhere. If you already have a product, if you already have a service, awesome, hallelujah. I've explained to many people, this didn't finish. Eventually, once you get the money from this, you spend it in your depreciating asset. Which eventually leads to zero. But this is the difference between these two people, because these are two guys. This is guy number 1, and this is guy number 2. This is the world's way. This is called Pharaoh's way. This is called slavery. This is called a slave. God does not want this for you. And if you're here and this is what you're doing, then this is what your job is. And please listen to me very well. Your job is over here while you're trading your time for money. Your job is to become skillful. You need to become skillful. I'll tell you something why. I bet anything that every person in your company does not get paid the same amount of money. There's a manager. There's a general manager, there's a district manager, there's a regional manager, there's a head manager. Look how many managers the company needs. There's a right-hand man, there's a distributing manager. Look how many volumes are up there. But you know what's the difference between the price they pay for this person? The skill they carry. You must become skillful. If you do not become skillful, why should I pay you? You're just an average human being. What is it that you know that me as a boss, me as an owner, should pay you? Why? What is it that you know? What is it that you're bringing to me? You must become value. Money is attracted by value. If you don't have no value, then no money attracts you. The more value you get, more creative you get, the more value and knowledge you acquire, more money follows you. People come and knock on your door. You think I was looking for that deal? I wasn't looking for that deal. The deal just came to me. And just like that deal, many deals come throughout the month. I used to own a body shop. So I have random people call me. Hey bro, I just crashed my car. You know anybody with a shop? Of course I know somebody with a shop. I don't have a shop no more. I sold my shop. But since I know the business so well, I have knowledge. I became a valuable person in that industry. Since I know that industry so well, I call a body shop and I'm like, hey brother, what is an estimate to get this body shop done? He's like, I don't know, bro, 8,000? Great, thank you, hold that thought. Hey bro, I think it's 10K. Oh, when can I get the car fixed? You can fix it tomorrow. Just send a 2K deposit. I'll send a tow truck to go pick up your car. No problem. He sends me the 2K deposit. Out of my $2,000, I pay $100 for a tow truck. Tow truck comes, picks up the car, drops it off, and he pays him the balance whenever he's done with the car. I just made $2,000. You could do this with any business. So, over here, this over here is called God's idea. This is the slave idea. This is God's idea. If you're here, again, become valuable. And if you become valuable, eventually you'll make more money. And if you make more money, then you can come back over here and you can start putting your money in the correct places. And if you do that for a really long time, not even a really long time, just a couple years, you'll be wealthy just like every other wealthy man out there with a business. It's not how much money you make, guys. It's how you manage the money and what you do with the money. Okay, so this is what I did so that I could become very, very wealthy. So God gave me an idea. I used that idea to be very, very creative. I opened a business. Right now I have a book, as you guys all know. I have a course, as you guys all know. And I do affiliated marketing. I'm a middleman. People contact me for businesses. I take care of their businesses and then eventually I get their money. But this is the beautiful part about this scenario, guys, that I would like for you guys to see. You see this little part over here? This little part over here just keeps repeating. This little part over here just runs on autopilot. And guess what it continues doing? It continues to give you money. So you get the car, cool, continues to give you money. You spend in the house, you spend on the house, it continues to give you money. So you can spend all the money you made today in the month. It's perfectly fine. Let's say you made you $50,000 this month. Perfectly fine. You can spend it all. Why? Because you have a product. Because you have a service. And once you have a product and you have a service, it just keeps making you money. And it just continues making you money. And then you can continue spending the money because it just continues making the money. So if you guys have a product and you guys have a service, this is something really key I want you guys to understand and I want you guys to know. I have 4,630 something contacts in my phone. I don't know how many contacts you guys have in your phone, but it's a pretty good question. I think everyone should go and look at how many contacts they have inside their phone. I could almost, without even looking at your phone, I could almost say you guys probably have roughly around between 1,000 to 1,500 contacts. That being said, that means I have about 3,000 more contacts than you guys have on your phone. What does that tell me and what am I trying to tell you? That I'm better than you? No. That means I, JP, have tried more than you have. You cannot be envious of someone else's fruit just because they've got the fruit. The reason why they got the fruit is because they've done more than you've done. Don't follow the trap of envying someone else who's very fruitful. Money will run away from you. You need to bless people with money. People with money have money so that they can give jobs. People with money run this whole economy. People with money make the banks. Those banks are the ones that give you the loan to own the house you potentially want to own in the future. If they don't have the money, the banks don't exist, guess what? You cannot finance your home. This is how important people with money are. People with money are a blessing to this world. Why? Because they run the world, they run organizations, they run people, they run money, and they employ hundreds of thousands of people who potentially have hundreds of thousands of salaries, who have hundreds of thousands of families, who are able to pay hundreds of thousands of services. Once a person has money, guess what? They're able to hire a lawn care guy. They're able to hire a photographer. They're able to hire a person who washes their car. They're able to hire a painter. But if you don't have money, you can't hire none of those people. So all of those people that are in the bottom of the food chain, they can't get paid because there's not someone else with money. So your job is to get you some money and become very generous. Be generous, guys. Stop being stingy. Why should God give you more money? That's a good question. Why should God give you more money? Be generous, guys. Be titful. Whenever the offering comes around in the church and they ask for an offering, give an offering. Don't be scared, guys. Give the offering. The Bible said it is more of a blessing to give than to receive. Everything you give, believe me, it'll come right back to you.